Hello guys, and welcome to my channel, Not Just Toys. Here we have the Huina 1593, which is being upgraded with the metal chassis and tracks. This kit was bought from Aliexpress and it cost me around £160 delivered to my door. It took around a week to get to me, so it wasn't too bad. In terms of removing the top cover of this excavator, you're gonna have to get the screws underneath the cover removed. There's about 7 screws, 6-7 screws I believe. In order to get access to the screws though, you're gonna have to leave this battery connected so you can move the body around in order to get access to the screws underneath, as you can see on the video here. Now in regards of my Huina here, I've only upgraded the servos here with rotary type servos, push servos rather than the stock servos. I found they're a bit more powerful than the stock servos, and I've also upgraded the quick hitch mechanism, which is the electronic one. You can activate it by the remote, which is quite handy. Right, so once you've removed the top case of the excavator, you can see that I'm removing those screws on the top there to get the boom off. The reason that I'm removing the boom off the excavator is because the top cover is held down and the chassis together by if you see the white shroud there, the white plastic shroud has 3 screws on there. Now those 3 screws essentially hold down the chassis to the body. I'm just trying to remove all the cables here, so it's taking a little bit to take off, and I'm removing the motor that rotates the body screws, and I'm removing the 3 screws that hold down the body to the chassis, as I said. In terms of upgrades, I think once I've done this, I don't have any other plans really to upgrade this digger. The only other plus I've got is for the 1594, which I've got a hydraulic kit now, and I'm going to be starting that tomorrow. Once we've got the boom off and we've separated the top body from the track, we're able to then remove the tracks from any body. I used a pair of carpenter's sort of wood clamps. They work very well. Once you get the tensioner pushed in with the clamps, I just use a Allen key drill bit to hold it in place and then just remove it once the tracks are off. And I do the same thing on the other side. Again, there's quite a few screws to remove under here. The only reason I was removing the cover here is to see which cables go in terms of coloration to which side of the motors and which part of the motor, so I know which one's the positive and negative. So then when I use the plug of the stock chassis, then I can wire it all accordingly how it's meant to be, so it's like it was stock. In this bit here, I was just trying to see, because I've got a metal upgrade but it's not for this excavator and obviously it doesn't fit, so I was just trying to see how it would fit, and obviously it doesn't, so just don't worry about this bit here. Once I also removed the cover, I remembered to also put some extra weight in there just to help the digger dig a bit harder, because now that it's got the upgraded servos, it's going to need the extra weight, to be fair. I've used some tyre weights, which I've just bought from a sort of auto factors / car spares, and I believe it cost me about £12 for a box of loads of them. So it works out pretty good to have. I've used it on my bulldozer, my Huina bulldozer. I've used it on my other Huina excavator, the 1594, and on numerous other projects too. So it's always good to have this around. In regards of access here, there is loads of places that you can actually stick weights in. To be fair, if I wanted to stick some more in I could, but I was quite happy with the overall weight that it had gained, because I've also added some weights to the top cover. So overall, with the metal chassis upgrade, the tracks that are metal now, the bigger motors, the tire weights, and then the tire weights on the top body is a lot of extra weight, which is going to help support the extra force from the new servos that I've installed on it. Now guys, just to let you know, I've only started the channel recently, and I'm going to be uploading loads of different things here, all in regards of RC construction, mainly Huina really, because my whole fleet here, I've got, as I meant, mixer, I've got the dump truck, I've got the new version of the dump truck on the way, should be here in the next few days, which I'll be doing an unboxing of. So if you want to watch that, just remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be reminded of that. I have uploaded the videos and you can watch them. Of course, as I said, the next video that I'm going to be uploading is going to be the Huina 1594 hydraulic conversion. I'm really looking forward to that because it's something I've really wanted to do on it for a little while, and now I've got the kit, I've got everything, and the battery should be coming tomorrow, which is the last bit I needed for the conversion. And then guys, just to let you know, if you just wait sort of about a couple of weeks maybe, I will be unveiling something on my channel that you guys really need to watch. I've wanted one for a long time. It's related to RC construction. It is hydraulic, and all I can say is that it's yellow, is heavy, is 1/14 scale, and it likes to chug dirt around and pull and pull and pull. So I mean, just to give you a clue, there's one in the background there that's in bits, but I'm talking about the 1/14 scale metal real hydraulic one, so keep your eyes peeled on that. Right guys, so now that I figure out which order the cables go, because I have to solder now basically the motors to the original plug that was installed on the 1593 board, because it's a different plug, so I just had to cut the original plugs and solder the new cables to the plug. Obviously I use some heat shrink here to protect it, make sure that nothing shorts once it's done. On this bit here you can see I was just pre-tinning both sides of, well, mainly the left side, but I did pre-tin it before the video was recording there. But I had to pre-tin the wires a bit more because they're a bit thicker than the stock wires. I've tried to cut back as short as I could, so then I wasn't using the thinner wire that came from the stock 1593, because these wires are probably like twice the size in terms of gauge. So I've cut it as short as I can, but I still have access so I can solder all the joints. Over here, as you can see, I'm just basically pre-installing everything back on. I'm putting the body back on, then I just put the little sleeve, black sleeve, back onto the top body, screw it back on to hold it down. I then reinstalled the turning motor for the body. It just happened to be that the positive on it was the solder wasn't great and the wire came loose, so I just basically resoldered both the negative and the positive as I was there, just to avoid any sort of future problems. Just to obviously let you know guys that it's worth checking everything over, screws wise and everything, because I found a couple of the screws were loose and certain things weren't done up properly. I just had to redo it all, make sure everything's done up, especially when it comes to metal to metal screws and such, that you put some Loctite, otherwise they'll come loose over time. I was here, I just installed the battery and everything to check that everything was working right, and as you can see, the tracks were working pretty nice. And now that I was happy with the wiring, I could go ahead and hit the heat shrink. I tried using a hairdryer on them, but I found that it doesn't actually do much. So I've resorted to using a lighter, making sure that I keep moving it, not to burn anything for now until I can get a heat gun. Now I was just trying to find the screws. I keep all the screws together with a magnet just to make sure they don't get lost and they're all kept together. Just doing the screws back up on the turning motor and connecting some various connectors, checking the wiring. Just here, it's the easiest way for me to do it is just to remove the top ram section and insert it to the bottom bit of the ram and just re-screw it. Very simple. Once I had that in, I had to obviously try and manage the cables so they didn't catch once I put the top body back on. It was a bit of a struggle because the thickness of the motor wires, the lights, and also the cabin lights all run to this section, so I had to just kind of fiddle with it quite a while until I got it to all sit down properly and I was happy with it, and it wasn't sort of squashing any cables as well, because that could end up cutting them. And as you can see here, I've removed the cab a couple of times just to try and get it to sit just right. Once I was happy with it, I put the fake hydraulic lines back in its slot, put down the top body section on, check that it all over, make sure I was happy with it, double check that everything still works with the battery before I screw it all on. And then obviously I find there's an fault or something, then I have to unscrew it all, so I just rather try it all before I secure it. But all that was left to do, it was just to re-screw the screws in the bottom like you saw at the beginning of the video, and she's done. The green beast is sorted. I am so happy with it. It weighs a lot more, motors are so capable now, and with the servo upgrades and the lights, to be fair, all I've got to do now is just some decorations on it, you know, accessories, things like that, but nothing else in terms of modifications. I'm very happy with it. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you did like the video, please like and subscribe, and also if you would like the full video, let me know. But it's about an hour and a half long, so I've done it on a fast sort of pace, so you can see it all and I've described it as best as you can. As I said guys, like and subscribe, keep your eyes out, there'll be a lot more to come. Take care.